Less than 10 days remain until the start of the European Football Championship. We've already begun getting to know the participants in detail. You can see the presentation of Group A via the link. Hello everyone. Today we will talk about Group B, where the national teams of Italy, Croatia, Albania, and Spain will compete for a spot in the playoffs. Let's remember that not only the top two teams will advance to the round of 16, but the third-placed team also has a chance to continue, depending on certain outcomes. Let's start with the reigning European champion. Italy will defend their title as the best team on the continent, despite the fact that we didn't see much of Italy in the World Cup a year and a half ago. Oh right, they didn't qualify for it. This time, they made it through. Italy barely held on to a goalless draw in their last qualifying match against Ukraine, securing their second place in the group behind England, to whom they lost twice during the qualifiers. Compared to the team that won the Euros 3 years ago, Italy now has a completely different squad. Veterans like Chiellini and Bonucci have left, and new names have emerged. Most importantly, the principles of the game have changed with the new coach. Roberto Mancini left for the Middle East in August, passing his post to Luciano Spalletti, who had long dreamed of coaching the national team. And at 65, his cherished dream has come true. He was conveniently available, which is a great fortune for their federation. It's hard to imagine a better option for Italy. The Y Signor Spalletti completed the qualifiers using a 4-3-3 formation, and this year he switched to a new scheme with 3 central defenders, likely to be Italy's main formation at the Euros. Team cohesion will be Italy's advantage in the tournament. In the victorious friendly matches in March against Venezuela and Ecuador, Spalletti used 2 different lineups and was pleased with both the coordination and the level of team play. Domination over opponents is achieved through confident ball control, thanks to a strong build-up line. The long-standing problem is the position of the lone forward. The aging Ciro Immobile did not make the squad. In spring, Retegui and Raspadori each played 1 match, while Scamacca, who wasn't called up for the March camp, is in excellent form, so Spalletti still needs to decide on his choice. Judging Italy's prospects in the Euros based on their difficult qualification is not advisable. After all, this is a significantly revamped team. Its potential is still a mystery even to Italian journalists. It's clear that the reputation and status of the Squadra Azzurra obligate us to consider them among the championship favorites, but in this case, Italy was unlucky with the group, and their advancement to the playoffs is far from guaranteed. The range of possibilities is vast, from failure to triumph. The second team in Group B is Croatia. The European Championship is unimaginable without them. Croatia qualified by finishing second in their group behind Turkey. They had some worries when they lost 2 consecutive matches to Turkey and Wales in October, but 2 confident victories over Armenia and Latvia prevented any unpleasant surprises. It's strange that Croatia has never reached even the semi-finals at the Euros, although we all remember their historic success, the World Cup final in Moscow. The current team's leaders are still the same, Brozovic and Modric in midfield, with Perisic, Vida, and Kramaric still around. The Croats were called too old before the World Cup in Qatar, and even more so now. The team's average age is close to 30. Among the new faces, only Lovro Majer and Josko Gvardiol are top players. If we highlight the main characteristic of the squad, it's experience. On the Balkans, nothing changes, and the Croats still haven't found a top striker after Mario Mandzukic's departure. The veteran set of players is still managed by Zlatko Dalic. He took over in 2017 and led them to their greatest achievement. Clearly, he is in his place, respected by all, with unquestionable authority, an ideal national team coach. Croatia's style of play is usually not spectacular. Typically, these are matches with more fouls than shots on goal. The Croats take control of the ball and slow the game down. Their movement is not as sharp anymore, so this European Championship is a farewell tour for this Croatian team. We'll see if Modric and company can make a big splash one last time. Let's take a short break and test your knowledge. Answer this question. Who is the top scorer in the history of the Euro? Answer in the comments, and we continue. The modest Albanian national team will try to survive in the group of death among the giants of European football. Albania already qualified for the Euros in 2016, though they didn't make it out of the group, which wasn't surprising. But now, 8 years later, Albania has many more players from top leagues, especially Serie A, and underestimating them as an easy provider of points could be fatal for one of the big teams. It's enough to say that Albania won their qualifying group, ahead of the Czech Republic and Poland. If you think you don't know any of this team's players, you're mistaken. The following names should sound familiar: Jimshiti, Aslani, Kumbula, Haisaj. If you watch Italian Serie A, you definitely know these guys. There are also two well-known goalkeepers in the squad, Thomas Strakosha and Etrit Berisha, as well as Chelsea forward Armando Broja. But the main star of the Albanian national team doesn't run on the field but manages the team from the sidelines. Head coach Silvinho, the same player from Arsene Wenger's Arsenal and the champion Barcelona of the 2000s. His coaching career began 3 years ago at his native Corinthians, where he didn't last long. So leading Albania to the Euros from the top spot in their qualifying group is his first significant achievement. He lacks experience but makes up for it with boldness and energy. Also, other South American stars like Pablo Zabaleta and Doriva are working in Silvino's coaching staff. Joint successes bring them closer, so the team now fights for their coach. The atmosphere within the Albanian camp is excellent. There's no need to discuss their playing style for long. It's clear that Albania will park the bus in all 3 group matches, hoping for counterattacks. Defending in a low block is their main way of existing on the field. Survive the opponent's attack, wait for the moment, and break down the flank. This is their working algorithm. It's important that they try to finish every attack with a shot. Being an underdog plays into Albania's hands. No one expects heroics from them, while their famous opponents will definitely be under pressure. So the chances for an upset in Group B are quite significant. Finally, the 4th participant in this group, and the most titled in the European Championships, is Spain. Currently, however, the Spanish squad doesn't have the star-studded lineup of the golden generation from about 10 years ago. Though now Rodri, the best defensive midfielder in the world, stands in the place of Busquets. However, there are no new brilliant Iniesta or Xavi. There's no shortage of excellent players on the Iberian Peninsula either. This season has even brought several new names into the coaching staff's consideration for the main squad at the Euros. Barcelona teenagers Lamine Yamal and Pedri have long been playing on an adult schedule, not missing matches, and alongside Gundogan, are among the best in their team. There's the amazing Alex Grimaldo from Bayer, and Dani Carvajal, who has flourished this season on the right. The attack is also in good shape. The unstoppable Nico Williams in the number 10 position, the skillful Dani Olmo, and the experienced and versatile Morata up front. In general, Spain has plenty of class. Competing for the goalkeeper position are David Raya and Unai Simon, both geared towards playing passes. After Luis Enrique left, the team was taken over by Luis de la Fuente, who worked with the youth national teams for many years and carried over the same ideas as in the main team. It's easy to notice that Spain always controls the ball. In the 10 qualifying matches, Spain scored 25 goals, the 3rd highest after France and Portugal. They didn't lose first place in the group, leaving Scotland and Norway behind, though there's still no clear top scorer. Morata and Joselu each have 4 goals. Spain is also the reigning Nations League champion, if that tournament matters to anyone. Last summer, they defeated Croatia in the final, whom they will soon face again. Expectations for the current Spanish team, as usual, are very high. They are one of the Euro favorites, and advancing from such a difficult group is an absolute must. Reaching at least the semi-finals is the minimum goal. While the players and coaches are gearing up for the big tournament, the Football Federation's office is undergoing searches and other investigations. Corruption in Southern Europe is in full swing. Former head Luis Rubiales is no longer in office, the new president has not yet been chosen, and many officials have been suspended. In general, the organization's work is paralyzed. These were the participants of Group B in the upcoming European Championship: Italy, Croatia, Spain, and Albania. If you want to see the next group overview sooner, give us some likes, subscribe to the channel and to our pages on Instagram and TikTok. See you.